My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who has taken too long and not made a decision or not made a move towards what it is that they want. We have Judgment coming through in the reverse, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This can be a card that talks about something that has been going on for a long time, i.e. the procrastination, or someone who needed to make a decision faster. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member, and also a link to my Etsy shop in case you're interested in my soy candles. Let's dive in. I think we will start with, I'm gonna go with the Ghost Tarot, because I do feel like we might have someone who ghosted you. Someone who didn't know how to have a communication or the conversation that needed to happen, so instead they just kind of like walked away. Sorry, it feels like there's a hair on my mouth. Did I get it? Oh, it was, sorry. You know when your lip peels or chaps? Sorry guys. I'm only human. Hello John, what's up? All right, what do we have? Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Yeah. I fell in love, or I knew I wanted something serious with you, but the problem was I let it sit there. I didn't do anything with it. I got in my head. I thought, you know, it was a waste of my time, or I was confident you would reject me, or something else would be a problem. They got in their head and they have ruined or procrastinated so much that now there's nothing to go back to. So we have the Knight of Wands, lots of Knight energy so far, and indicating kind of immature or like held back energy. Hello James, what's up? What else? Ace of Pentacles, Tower in the reverse, Five of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I wanted something long-term. You changed my mind. I used to be non-committal, or used to be, you know, a little bit too nervous about putting all my eggs in one basket, but you changed my mind. You got me to realize that there really does need to be some openness to being in that type of connection, but then they ran away anyways. So you might have seen them really hesitant or distant from you, not wanting you to really know who they are or let you completely in. And then they made a change. They were like, oh, you know what, actually, I think I do want something serious, or, you know, I wish it was easier to talk about my emotions. And then that freaked them out. And then they ghosted. Then they ran away because it was like feeling too serious, right? Hello, Rebecca. How you doing today? I hope Australia is treating you well. What else? We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune's in the reverse because things have changed. Timing is so incredibly important when you're talking about matters of the heart. There's going to be times where people are healed or feeling like more themselves, so getting into a relationship makes sense. And then there's going to be times when you're hung up on someone from your past, or you can't let go of a sense of disappointment from a platonic relationship. There's timing issues here, but there was a decent sized window of opportunity here for them to be able to pursue something with you. They just didn't take advantage of that opportunity. So they want this second chance with the Ace of Wands. They want to come back around, but they're not going to be able to get what they want because they took too long. Hello, Callan. How are you doing? Hello, April. Well, you can still write the beautiful things. Oh, yeah. Besides fuel price. I hear you on that one. I was actually trying to go to the post office just now and got stuck in horrible traffic. And what ended up kind of convincing me to give up on that errand, besides the apparent lack of progress on it, was like I really just didn't want to waste that gas sitting there trying to move, you know, like 30 feet in 10 minutes. So I turned around. So we have the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So because you didn't let somebody know how you felt, can you really blame them if they decided to keep it moving? If you didn't come back around, or if you didn't express interest, if you ghosted them in the first place especially, then can you be that upset if they decide, maybe it's time for me to move on, maybe it's time for me to let go? I would argue the answer is no. You took too long. Sorry. It happens. This is the Masonic Tarot. Thank you, April. Hello, Key Controller. What's going on? How is you doing? Hello, Jamike. I'm all right, although I'm a little bummed, you guys, because I was going to the post office because I was going to pick up some new cards that are there waiting for me, and I thought maybe, just maybe, I could use them for the last reading of the day, but no. Traffic had other plans. It's all right, I'll go get it tomorrow. 10 of Mallets, or 10 of Pentacles. Judgment, and the Six of Swords. I think you choosing to let go of this person who made you wait forever was a really good choice. They're going to try to make it seem like you giving up on them was as painful as them walking away and leaving you confused. And I'm sorry, I don't think that you can really compare those things, because they had an obligation to you of some sort that they just kind of let fall to the wayside. They didn't really care about it. They're mad without wanting to acknowledge what they did to make you mad. And I'm sorry, but if you want a healthy relationship, be it platonic or romantic, you cannot have one of those if only one person is allowed to be upset, or only one person can talk about grievances, or only one person can ask to be respected. It ain't gonna work. It's like when you're canoeing on one side only. You're only going to go in circles, my friend. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Ren. How are you doing? Khaled, that sounds pretty dangerous. I would not recommend that again. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune again, and the Hermit. You've learned your lesson. They left you alone long enough for you to realize you didn't really need them after all. That's, I think, probably the worst thing about people who ghost you or don't really respect your time. They expect you to still respect theirs. They're like, I'm coming back around. I want this second chance. Like, what's the problem? Why aren't you immediately available for me? Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped being immediately available for you when you decided to ghost. And honestly, you shouldn't be immediately available for anybody. At least not 100% of the time. You can be immediately available during certain hours. I'll allow it. But in general, I think our society has lost a little bit of that, no, this is my time and I'm going to do what I need to do without feeling bad about not being available for your daily stand-up meeting. There's an element of recognizing how good it feels to focus on what you need and not have to put someone else's schedule before yours, or someone else's priorities or preferences before yours. Maybe it's as simple as you get to listen to the music that you want on the way into work now. Maybe it's as simple as you get to sleep like an X in your bed instead of like crumpled up in a corner, you know? Hello, Balin. How's it going? Oh, that's awesome, Rebecca. I'm sure that's good for you. Respectfully disagree, Masonic. Maybe sometimes it doesn't. So we've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse. The High Priest. And the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Now I know, like I would be willing to bet money that the G's up at the top of this card do not stand for good game. I don't think that's an important symbol for Masonic temple individuals, but that's what I'm thinking of when I see the two G's, is good game. I feel like you're looking at it as, okay, well, I like I let the clock run out. You didn't show up, so good game, deuces, like we tried, whatever. Three of Pentacles in the reverse again. I don't have time to be waiting around for someone just because there might be some offer of love. So this is you, I think, discovering that you're not in love with this person anymore. Discovering you don't want to wait around for them anymore. Discovering that maybe they're not as awesome as you thought they were originally. Hello, Tandika. Hello, Pilot. How are you doing? Oh, you can still grow, James, but don't be too harsh on yourself. Hello, Raziel. How are you doing? Yeah, Ren, I still think that that is one of those things that you do to show respect. If you and I were supposed to meet for coffee at 2 p.m. and I showed up at 4 p.m., I wasn't being respectful of you or your time, right? I wasn't being respectful of you because I didn't let you know in advance that I was going to be late, and I let you waste some of your time waiting for me. There's a way to be respectful towards a person, but specifically to be respectful of their time. To me, I feel like that's a level up in terms of the tiers of respect. To be able to anticipate that time is important and you may have wasted somebody's, right? Hello, Hannah. How are you doing? Yeah, exactly, Raziel. And you don't have to. And if they really loved you, I don't know that they would ask you to wait anyways. So we have Temperance in the reverse. I think you came to the conclusion that this person who ghosted you, even though it may have been difficult for you to see at the time, they really didn't deserve the love that you were offering them, because they didn't have that to offer back. This is the Wild Reflections Tarot. Hey, Lemonade, what's up? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Hannah. Pilot, I am in the U.S. And it's too hot today, is my opinion. We have the Hanged Man and the High Priestess in the reverse. With the Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. They wanted you in suspension, just waiting for them. Like, oh, I'm just sowing my wild oats. I'm just having a good time. No big deal. I'm just traveling the world. I'm not ready to be, like, committed. But sure, you know, at some point, I'm gonna want something like that. And it'd be great if you were just, like, waiting for me, you know, to decide to invest in that. But while they've been gone, while they've been ignoring you or neglecting you, you found something else that makes you happy. Or you have realized that maybe they're not the one that you want to wait for. Hello, David. How are you doing? Six of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. You're going to find things move a lot easier in your life once you let go of this person who ghosted you. There's a weight that you don't need to be carrying, and you're about to see this like Six of Wands energy show up in your life where you feel like things are moving easier, faster, better in the direction that you want them to. And you're not looking around wondering where this person is anymore. You're enjoying what you've got going on instead. Thank you, Hannah. Let me add that for you. What does my brother John need to know? Awesome. I've got that added for you. Thank you, Hannah. Hello. Is it Nicole? How are you doing? I need some Six of Wands energy. I feel that. Hello, Redneck Ghost Hunter. How are we doing? So we have the King of Swords, Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Cups. So instead of being this mopey, grumpy, sad, emo person, wondering why this person won't return your calls or wondering what you could have done differently to get them to be interested, instead I see there's this like sense of being like reinvigorated or recalibrated, grounded, and acknowledging that there's more out there. There's more that you could do. There's more fun to be had, more people to be met, or more time for you to do the things that are important to you. No, Pilot, I don't do that. I would agree, Raziel. I think there are some unfortunate expectations that have developed. Oh, be nice, Ren. So we've got the Hermit. Again. The Five of Cups. And the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So you let go of this regret or this hanging on to something that never happened, and it helps you to identify the power that you really have within you or the path that makes more sense for you. The pain falls away, you forgive this person or you accept that it's not what is meant for you, and this frees you up to look at the other options, look at the other paths that are available. It's like an excitement thing for you instead of a sadness thing. It's not working out, but you know what? Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe there's other dreams to be dreamt. Hello. Should I just call you Aim? How are you doing? Saucy face. Oh, no one's always nice. Why would you do what? What else do we have? We have the Lily. Peaceful energy. So you're starting to realize life is easier when you don't have to be figuring out or deciphering what somebody's actions mean. If you're not dealing with toxic people, guess what you're not wasting your time doing? Looking for the lies. Guess what you're not doing? Trying to figure out if they're going to flake on you. You realize life is easier now that you're not wondering what's going on with this person. Life is easier when things are just like capped, right? Done. Like, okay, well, It wasn't meant to be, that's fine, but at least now I can focus my energy and my efforts elsewhere, right? This is the Marseille Cat Tarot. That's fair. Yeah, no more toxic energy. We've had enough, right? What else? We have the moon in the reverse. The Two of Wands in the reverse. No, sorry, in the upright. The Five of Pentacles. Why are you all upright? So the person who ghosted you is now mad that you're not interested in communicating, which is kind of rich, right? They want to come back around, but they're upset because either you leave them on red or you don't seem to be very excited to hear from them. You're not interested in making plans. They've left it too long. So Six of Wands is in the reverse for them because they missed out on this opportunity. That window of opportunity is closed. Six of Cups in the reverse. That love that you felt or the excitement about your connection with them has soured because it took too long. That's very sweet of you, Balin. Thank you. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Oh, I'm sending you a big ol' hug. Hello, Hope. How are you doing? So we've got the Eight of Wands and the Page of Cups. So this is someone who's apologizing, but they're apologizing too late. And I think your response, if any, because some of you are going to be like, nah, like you ghosted me and left it for too long. Like I don't see any reason to communicate. But for those of you who respond, I feel like it's short and to the point, you know, like, sorry, not available. I hope you're doing well. Not interested. We don't need to turn it into like World War III or anything, but like you took too long. I'm going to say, though, I really feel like the best thing to do in this situation is to keep it short and sweet. Do not give this person too much to work with because they're going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to make you feel guilty for making that decision. Page of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. But my life's looking great. Things are easier for me, and I would really like to just, you know, hang out with you. I would really like to pick up where we left off. Well, that's nice and all, but that was like 3 years ago. That's nice and all, but I've got other things going on, or I don't have that availability, or maybe I'm not single, you know? They can't just show up whenever and expect you to be available. Ace of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So I see you defending or protecting your heart. Even if you are not involved with someone new, even if you could very well go on a date with this person and not hurt anybody's feelings, you don't see any use in it. You don't want to connect with this person. You already let go of them and they're coming back far too late. This is the Love Oracle. Hello, Gautam. How are you doing? Hello, Barracuda. How's your day? I'm in danger. You're not my supervisor. Obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction. I'm not even convinced this person really understands love. The one who ghosted you, I do feel like they understand that they made you upset or that they hurt your feelings or maybe even broke your heart. I do think that they missed you, and I do think that they're serious about wanting a second chance. But I'm not sure that this is love. I feel like this is somebody who enjoys attention, enjoys connections, but I don't know that they know how to actually return that affection. Hello, hopeful. Thank you, James. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? For some of you, this is a twin flame reading or a twin flame dynamic. And, you know, I always say you've got to be a little bit cautious with the twin flame subject matter, because there are a lot of people on YouTube who feel like they can cash in or make a lot of money on telling you that that person you think is the only person you could be happy with is absolutely the only person you could be happy with. The twin flame journey is not about telling you that you can only be happy in love with one person. The twin flame journey is about teaching you through loss or separation your own worth and how to respect yourself in the context of romantic relationships, as opposed to turning into a sap that gives up everything for someone because you think that's who you're supposed to be with. If someone requires of you that you sacrifice things that are important, including respect for yourself, then why is that a partner to be coveted? Why is that somebody you'd want to be with? They're asking you to give things up in order to be good enough for them. You know, there are situations where that makes sense, but this is like, I expect you to not ask much of me or not be able to count on my responding to you. This was an uneven connection, and I think you finally realized that you didn't need to offer this person security and happiness and comfort when all they had to offer you was silence or ghosting you. Yeah, that's fair. So we have broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. This person did too much. They didn't communicate with you. They left you guessing. And you deserve to be with somebody who wants to make you feel like you know what's going on and comfort you, you know, not even just like in that cheesy way, but to make sure that you're not questioning whether or not you've been good and trustworthy and kind to a person who is just going to betray you, right? Making you feel like you are putting in effort into a relationship that is worth it. Investing in a person who takes very seriously that they hold your heart in their hands. Hello, great one. How are you doing? Yes, exactly. This is What's the News. What else do we have? Machismo, masculine pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. Skirt, quick getaway, the runner, and escaping. So we have expectations regarding gender that got in the way, and we have somebody who feels like they can run away or just dip whenever there's information coming out that makes them uncomfortable or people talking about them. Black sheep, rebelling, going against expectations, defying norms, cuffing season, single and ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt, and kinky ways. So basically this person's coming back around because they thirsty. They're thirsty. They want to have some naked time, and they feel like that naked time would be best with you, but they ain't serious about it. And I don't think that's fair to you, because they literally made you sit here and wait. And they don't even have any like emotional substance to give you. This is just like, hey, will you play with it? It's a disappointing comeback. Anybody want to make a joke on that? No? We're going to go with the Voyage of the Soul, and then we're going to dive into personal questions. What else? Compassion, empathy, forgiveness, holding space, and listen. Unknown, unfamiliar territory, void, obscure, wait, risk, and trial. And guides, receive, clarity, open mind, open, and crown chakra. When you let go and forgive the people who have done you wrong, especially those that have broken your heart, right? You free up space for yourself. You free up energy for yourself. Even though it might feel like you have to rewrite things or create a whole new chapter, you've got something guiding you. Your intuition, ancestors. And it's telling you that it's best to just keep it moving and let this person stay in your past. Aura, mood, light, glow, shield, protection. Rejection is protection. This person has not been working on themselves. This person would not treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. They don't care about how you treat them versus how they treat you. And their communication is lacking. So you deserve better. Period. All right, let's dive into those personal questions. This is the Crow Tarot. Let's see what we've got for Hannah. What does Hannah's brother need to know? What does Hannah's brother John need to know? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, the Hanged Man in the reverse, Empress in the reverse. Your brother John is ignoring his intuition regarding somebody that he wants to have, like, it's like they're getting the benefit of the doubt from your brother when they shouldn't. Page of Cups. Nine of Cups. King of Cups. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it feels to me like your brother John has been a little bit overly considerate or patient, understanding with a person who is very focused on what they want out of a situation. Very like me. We've got Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So there is a vulnerability here that your brother John is going to have to deal with. It looks to me like this is saying choose your friends carefully and do not allow access to people who do not deserve that access. So there could be someone he's dating or someone that he's close to, like friends-wise, that he should be more honest with himself about as to whether or not this person's actually trustworthy, because I feel that they are not. This could be someone who damages property of his or like hurts him emotionally, but there's vulnerability here because he is not being honest with himself about someone in his life and how they actually treat him. All right. I think I gotta leave it there, you guys. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to, and I'll see you on the next